Hello everybody, welcome once again to my channel Krishna Singhdeo. We are meeting here for class 11 students today and the chapter which we are doing is called accounting equation. In accounting equation we have dealt with first type of questions, that how to find put the figures transactions into accounting equation, means the kind of questions where we were given a transaction like starting of business, buying the goods, selling the goods, buying the goods on credit, selling the goods on credit, full payment to creditors, full payment from debtors, etc. And we have learned how to put it in the accounting equation, which is your asset is equal to capital plus liability. Now we are ready to move on second kind of questions. What are the second kind of questions from this chapter which are asked in the exam? Are finding out the opening capital or closing capital, or on opening or closing date the amount of assets and liabilities. So how to deal with this question? Let's start doing this in today's class. So whenever the question is given to you, like finding out what is closing capital, or the question is asking you the amount of assets on a particular date, or the question is asking you opening capital, how to deal with this we will see in today's class. Now, what is opening capital and closing capital? Let us understand that first of all. So, if this is my accounting year, which is starting from 1st April and ending on 31st of March, so the amount of capital over here is known as opening capital. This is known as opening capital, and on this date, what is the amount of capital is known as closing capital. Now the questions will be put to us something like this, that they will give us information on a particular date. So maybe we will have to do a forward working, or we will have to do backward working. What is forward working? Understand that if question has given you this set of information, they have given you opening capital, they have given you X amount of opening capital, and then they have given you drawings, then they have given you profit for the year, they have given you some expenses, and then they're asking you what is closing capital. Okay, so means this is known as forward working, where you will reach to this answer by deducting the drawing. Whatever the amount of drawing is, that you will deduct it. If there is a profit, you are going to add this figure. Okay, this figure will be added, this is going to be deducted, and any expense again will be deducted. Okay, so this way you are reaching to the answer which is your closing capital. But always the information is not going to come like this. Sometimes they can give you the reverse working also. What is the reverse working? Means instead of giving opening capital, they will give you closing capital, and they will ask you to find out the opening capital. You will have to reach here, and let's say suppose same information. So now what is happening, understand this, my arrows will get reversed. Why my arrows will get reversed? Because I am doing the reverse working. So I am going from this place to this place. So what is going to happen? If there is any expense, what I will give to what treatment I will give to this expense? Initially I have deducted it, but now I am going to add this amount of expense, because I have to do reverse working, I have to go upward. So I am going to add the amount of expense. Profit, initially profit or originally profit is added, but over here we are going to deduct the amount of profit, it will be deducted. Drawings, originally drawings is deducted, but to do the reverse working, what we'll have to do, we will have to add the amount of drawing. So like this, from here we are reaching over here to our opening capital. So any of this kind of information may be given to you in the question, where you will have to either find out opening capital or closing capital. Now using of accounting information, they may ask you some other details also. For example, they have given you closing capital, they have given you liabilities also on the year end, and they're asking you the asset. So this you know very well, a simple question, this is very well you know. You just have to add these two things, and whatever your answer come is your asset. Okay, so here you are going to get the answer, because these are also closing figures and they are asking you asset also on the last date. So like this we have to deal with the questions in this second type of question. So let me take one question and solve it for you, so you will get an idea. I'm referring to the book over here. In the Coming classes, you will have these questions over here. I will scan the questions and put over here. Right now I'm just writing down the questions. I'm requesting you all to write it along with me. The question is saying, let's say, a question is saying total assets of business. Total assets of business they have given us on a particular date. No date is being mentioned. They have given total assets of business are 1,30,000 and they have given us the amount of capital as well. The capital is 80,000 rupees. They are asking us asset. This is very simple question, the second kind of category which I told you, asset. So you have to write down the accounting equation in this question. So calculate creditors. Sorry, they are asking us calculating of creditor. I just realized that total assets of business is already given to us. This was capital. They are asking us to find out creditors, or in short I can say they are asking us to find out the liability, because creditors are nothing but liability. So I'm writing my accounting equation. Accounting equation is asset is equal to capital plus liabilities. In this case, instead of writing liabilities, I will write creditors. So here is my 1,30,000. Assets are 1,30,000. Capital is given to us as 80,000 and creditors we don't know. So creditors I will write as it is, and by change of place means this 80,000 will come over here. I will find out what is the amount of creditors. Okay, so this is how I'm going to get creditors. So the amount of creditors over here is 50,000 rupees. Okay, so simple. This is very simple. It can be asked in multiple choice questions also, and a question of 1 or 2 marks can be asked like this. Okay, let's take one more example based on this type of questions only, where you have been given certain information and they are asking you to figure out what is the amount of opening capital or closing capital. So I'm looking for one more question like this where they have asked you this. They're asking you find out the amount of closing capital. So closing capital in this question is a question mark. They've given you opening capital. Opening capital is given to you as 7,50,000 and they have also given us profit. So profit is being given as 1,50,000. So I am here. This is the beginning of year where my opening capital is 7,50,000 and during the year we have earned the profit of 1,50,000. So this will be added. When both these figures are added, we will reach to the closing amount of capital. So 750 plus 150, this is going to be 9 lakh rupees. My closing capital is 9 lakh rupees. So simple. Okay, so these kind of questions can also be asked. I hope you understood these two things today. One more thing I'll tell you about additional capital before I close this video. Additional capital, in the coming video we are going to solve many questions related to that. What is additional capital? Additional capital means the capital introduced by the proprietor during the year. So if you are being given opening capital, in opening capital this additional capital will be added. Add additional capital. Okay, but if you have to do the reverse working, your closing capital is given and you have to reach from closing capital to opening capital. This will change and additional capital over here will be deducted. Got it? So these kind of questions are also very important, students. You have to practice these questions. In the coming class, we will be practicing more and more questions based on this concept. Today's class was based on concept. In the coming class, we will do questions from here. Till then, stay connected and please don't forget to share and subscribe. We will meet once again. Till then, bye.